for us to go through in terms of activities and games and training sessions. And again, I mean, when we go to the market, hopefully we can go to the market and do a proper business.
You've got a lot of players in the squad that you brought. Some of the players perhaps didn't get so many opportunities last season. Is it a clean slate for everyone? Is this an opportunity in Asia to show what they can do?
No, I think it was fair based on the people that are around this year that weren't around when Chelsea finished last season for me to take a look at that. And that's why we took the decision to bring Patrick, Ryan, and Daniel, Billy Clifford, and Rajkovic, and Kakuta, which left us for Colombia for the World Cup. So I mean, I think it's important for me to see them in training situation, and that's what we're trying to do.
Question from the right then.
Question for Andre. Well, in Silly Porto, you mentioned that Chelsea's Champions League obsession is legitimate. Do you feel any pressure to deliver this in your first season?
I think the pressure for the Champions League is always legitimate in any top club. So it's not only us running to the biggest European trophy. There's a lot of teams running to try to win it. Again, there's been a consistency in the last 6-7 years of a certain amount of teams being present in the semi-finals and the finals, from Barcelona to Manchester United and to Chelsea. So Chelsea is included in those teams that permanently arrived to the semi-finals. And the semi-finals is a question of 2 games where anything can happen. And unfortunately, it didn't happen for us in 2 seasons that I was present in the club. The club went on after to a magnificent final, and Chelsea is present. So I mean, in the next years, for sure, that the trophy will arrive to this club.
Coach, here at the back here, you're the sixth or seventh manager of the club since Abramovich has taken over. Obviously, you've got a hard to please boss, set standards pretty high. How have you envisioned your stay with Chelsea? I mean, what are your targets?
I just have to keep the standards high. If not, it's not nothing normal in football. If you have to win, and your compromise is to win. So there's nothing new for me in that kind of environment. You are any person who sits on the manager's job in Chelsea is expected to win, and I don't want to away from that.
Right, can we have some questions for the players?
A question for Frank Lampard. Alright, Frank, what's it like playing under a young manager? And another question for Andre, what's it like to be a successful young manager in one of the top clubs in the world?
I think the fact that Andre's a young manager for us is pretty relevant. I think it's nice. It's a nice freshness to play with something new, a new style, new training from last year. But what's important is the quality of the manager. I think we saw that in Porto last year. A lot of us were lucky that we've worked with the manager before, so there's a nice continuity there where we know his ideals in the game, very similar to what we've experienced before. So I think there's a real excitement in the squad for the fresh challenge. And, we've been together now 10 days training hard. Everyone's reacted, I think, very well. And we're looking forward to this trip and obviously looking forward to the season.
Yeah, question to Frank and Branislav. I know it's early days yet, but can you share with us anything different from the player's perspective that Andre has brought in terms of structure, system, like in the way you do things, in the way you approach the game on and off the field? Can you tell us about that? Both of you would be great.
There are some differences, I think, on the training ground with different type of training to what we've been used to. And as I say, I think everyone's reacted very well to that. It's very interesting training, but the training's always very fast-paced, always very intense. And there's not one session where players can relax or be sloppy and not be fully focused. And that's how it has to be. If you want to prepare for a season to try and challenge in the Premier League, it has to be you have to train as you want to play, and the manager's certainly brought that in so far. I think there's some discipline and rules that is pretty normal. Manager said he respects us and doesn't want to lay down too many laws, but he expects us to understand the laws without him having to tell us, and I think he's got a good bunch in our squad to do that. So there's not too many changes, but as I said before, everyone's reacted well to the changes we've had.
Yeah. First of all, hello to everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. I agree with Frank. I think we start to enjoy the training session, and which is good for us. And I think we will follow this way and try to give our best.
Well, first of all, I think in the Abramovich era, I think we've had sort of 6, 7 very successful years. I think it's normal that you can't possibly win every year. The expectations are high, but sometimes you can fall short due to the quality that's out there. I think we have to have that. I don't say Manchester United deserve to win the league at home. And I don't think anyone in the room would disagree that Barcelona would deserve a team to win the Champions League. So we just have to learn the lessons from that. I think we have the quality in this team to be successful at home and in the Champions League, but it's a matter of getting our focus right. We had a very poor patch of form for a few months last season, which you can't afford to do, so I think maybe we have to be aware of that. We have to make sure we keep our eye on the ball throughout the season individually as players. And if we do that with the quality we have, then I don't see no reason why we can't get back to the successes we had the year before and more. They have Manchester United, Man City and Liverpool have spent fortunes and on good quality players, but I think we're a bit of a different situation because I think we already have a very strong squad. The manager obviously wants to evaluate what he's got, which is not very understandable, and who knows if we add or change. It's the manager's prerogative, but the great thing we know already is that we believe in ourselves as we are. So if the manager makes additions or changes it, and I think we're very strong to challenge whether Manchester United or any other team spends whatever, we still believe in ourselves.
Question to Coach Ang. Coach, you're having your players coming from the Super League, some of the players, and you have the junior side, your Harimau Muda A boys, how they are integrating in the training, how well is the understanding with each other now?
First of all, we are in the mid of preparation for our Olympic qualifiers, and definitely I need the experienced players to come with the young boys. So for me, these experienced players will benefit at the same time the young players to get a chance to play against the big players.
Gentleman from Sky.
Another question for Andre, please. Manchester City have agreed a fee to sell Carlos Tevez to Corinthians. What sort of impact do you think that might have on the market in England?
I'm not sure about the rest of the impact that it can have on the market. I mean, it's a club that takes a decision to sell a player, and I think I have nothing to do with that question. It's not up to me to respond to what Man City does in terms of the market. I mean, I think what is clear to me is that I understand that Man City is year after year a team that is challenging for the Premiership, and for sure the impetus will be on that for it to happen in the next seasons. So they are preparing themselves and making adjustments to the squad regarding Tevez. They have hopefully a comment to do.
Sorry, Andre?
Can we have one final question, please? Yeah.
Before, there are some players in Mourinho would say some players in Chelsea were untouchables. Are there any untouchables in your squad?
I don't know what to respond to that question. I mean, untouchable is a person who continuously performs at a high level, and again, based on the trophies that these players have won before and the amount of success that they have, aren't these the players that you want in the end? Could be, no?
Yeah, but for you, would they be untouchable from the squad list, from the starting 11?
No, as long as people are able to perform in training and perform to the expectations that the fans have, and to a level of performance that is high and that enables them to be in the starting 11 continuously, I see why it shouldn't happen. I mean, the most important thing for